Yeah, it's slowing down. I think it has something to do with this. Wait a minute.
All right, it's time. I guess everybody else will fall through as they fall through. But let's go ahead and get to it. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Micah Crawford with the Wealth Takeover. We're about to do our Thursday night trade talk, trade training, and mindset. I got my sister from another mother, Miss Tweet Brown, Tasha Brown. What's going on, sis? How you doing? I can't hear you. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay.
What's going on with your sister?
Nothing much. Nothing much.
All right, so let's talk about it. How did your week go this week? Trading GU.
Um, my week went actually very well this week. This week was actually a very good week. Started out a little rocky. I think I realized that I don't want to trade Mondays anymore. Monday is not a good day for the way I trade personally. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and generally my setups play out a little bit better if I'm trading on Tuesdays. Kind of iffy. It works. I mean, it works. It's just doesn't move the way I like it. And then Wednesday and Thursday works out really good.
Hey, can
And
you hear me
Fridays
with
usually
this
I can
fan
find some
on?
pretty good sauce too.
Can you hear me with this fan on?
You sound like you got an echo, but yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let me turn this up. All right. This is brother gonna have to burn. Hey, listen, I feel you because GJ man put me in a whirl when I literally just got through with my little journal for this,
Okay.
and I really just highlighted some areas. So I'll share with you what happened to me this week, and then you can do the same, vice versa. So what happened? What happened? So last week I called a sale on GBP JPY. It was Friday. Usually I don't put trades out on Fridays, but I mean it looked too good not to take. So let's see where I was at. So I said we're gonna look to sell GBP JPY. It was at 1 o'clock. Looks like we got in around the 152.940 area. Yeah, we got in around the 152.940 area. No, that's a different one. I'm sorry. That was a different one. So we got in, looks like over here. This is where I was looking at. So this little zone here.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the pair. Right here. Okay.
So I had this mark. This was my markup right here.
Okay.
We caught the break. We caught the break.
Okay. And the retest.
Yep, caught the break in the retest, breaking close below. And then let me look at it on the 4 hour time frame.
Okay.
Much better. There we go. So we caught that move. Price ended up pulling back. But I told her, I was like, look, man, we're still bearish on this. So we caught this move to about one. I think one of the take profits I had was 151. 600. So let's put a horizontal ray there. 151, 600. So we see TP definitely got hit
Yeah,
twice,
I like that.
three times, right? 3 times. So risk to reward, that would be what we call it 100 and 160, a little over 100 pips.
Okay.
So if I do the risk to reward, I do the short. I'm not risking that much. Let's say I risk about 30 pips. So that looks like a 1 to 3 from the looks of it, which was pretty cool. That was a good trade. 1 to 3, not bad.
I
Now,
like it.
I what I said was I was looking back at my notes and stuff. I was like, okay, so this is the next structure area that we have here. And this has to be like 151, 200, 150, 151. What is it? Right above body of the candle. That looks like what, 151, 210. So on my actual broker, it's the numbers are going to be different. So I was saying to myself, I was like, all right, Michael, if price comes to here, we're going to set a buy limit. Right after we sold it, we're going to be looking to set a buy limit. And I should have set the buy limit, but I didn't. Because remember, I put in the group, I had this zone marked up. I said, hey, if price breaks and closes below that zone,
Mm-hmm.
candle to break and close below, we could get in on this move here. We can get in on this move.
Okay.
So we got to see the break, close below, get in on a retest, continue down. But we did not get that move. I did not get that move. However, something else presented itself. So the next take profit I called, I did another sell, which was around this area right here, which was right there. We caught this sell off of this candle. So this was the candle that we actually hit TP on.
Okay.
See how it bounced all the way back?
Okay.
I should have said, and this is a note. After that wick form, it can't price did start to move down, but structure started to form here, right here. So in this zone right here. So what I should have did was I should have adjusted my zone to something like this. And I should have said, hey, if price holds this level, let's look to buy it. Now, right here, you got consolidation. But if we were to just talk about strictly market structure,
Mm-hmm.
let's say this is the only thing that we're looking at. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low. So because this is my last lower high, did
Mm-hmm.
price break this lower high? Yes, and it created a new higher high.
Right.
I should have said, hey, with that being said, we should have been looking to do a buy. Now on the 4 hour, we don't want to risk, my risk tolerance is 30 pips, but we probably would have had to risk maybe 40 pips, 45 pips, just to be in the clear, or we could have really just waited for the 4 hour candles to close, which I'm cool with because the name of the game is patience. So with that being said, I see this move here, and then price comes right back down. I should have said let's buy it here because let's go down one time frame, go down to the hour. What do we see right here?
Oh, where's my sticky?
You got a double bottom. So you got your low, high, higher low, higher high. Price retraces all the way down here and respects this low. So equal low, right? Should have bought right there, caught the move up. Then I'm looking at the trade again, right? I'm looking at it again. I catch this little sell right here. And price does this. It consolidates for a while and then starts to shoot up. So what happened for me? Well, number one, I rushed into trades. I rushed to place trades. I did over leverage a little bit. Not gonna lie, I did over leverage a little bit. Number two, I didn't allow the market to speak to me instead of me rushing in to just forcing trades.
Okay.
So should I have forced trades? I should have marked up my structure points. Yes, I would have taken trades off the 4 hour, but if I would have looked down to the 1 hour, I would have saw better opportunities for myself.
Micah, are you sure your screen is shared? I see that it may, like everybody might not be.
Are you done?
Yeah, I just see a black screen. It say Micah started screen. I thought maybe I had to. I'll leave and come back.
Let me stop the share. And let me do it. Let me do another share really quick. All right, can everybody see the screen?
I can. Can you see it now, Aaron?
All right, yeah, there you go.
Awesome, perfect. Okay, go ahead, Micah. Sorry.
All right, you good. I'm gonna go ahead and place y'all on mute. So yeah, that's what I saw. And this is what hurt me this week. Getting caught up in a lot of the consolidation moves when I should have waited for, if I was trading on an hour, ideally, this would have been my setup right here to catch. Could have taken this trade. The first trade would have been my pip goal, which was 20 pips. So I definitely got that in about an hour. If I would have held it for a day, 142 pips. So I'm getting into the habit of moving from intraday to swing trading.
Sure.
And just starting to like, hey, I see structure forming up. Let's add another position. But this time, if I start off with a higher lot size, like $1 lot size, the next trade that I go in at is a 0.05.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Or
let me ask you a question real quick. So in your trading plan, do you have it outlined what you need to see in order to begin looking for trades in an opposite direction? Because I know that I like today, and I'll show you in a minute when I go over my stuff, but today I took a GU trade, and I took it from the daily. I took it as a buy. And while the trade played out, I eventually saw a sell, but I did not take the sell because my overall bias for that beginning trade was a buy. And I'm working on not like kind of reversing in the middle like that, at least not yet. So I just marked the trade, but I didn't actually take it. So do you have something outlined? Do you have rules outlined for when you are going to reverse or change your trade?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll show you mine real quick.
And if so, did that trade follow the rules that you have outlined? Is my question. Because I know you're seeing the double bottom, but for me, when I'm looking at that trade, if I'm going to reverse directions, and I saw where you had that smaller trend, I just don't want you to get caught at the top of your consolidation trying to trade a buy when it's still trying to sell. So I would wait for it to retest, you know what I mean, the top of your consolidation.
Right.
Tighten up all zones. Which part is about the
So it's going to be between number 3
okay
and 5.
That is
3
not
and 5.
a price action. On time frames trading off. Tighten up all zones on daily, making sure they are accurate or territory. Okay. If trading the 1 hour time rate, find the setup the market is giving you and do not force trades. Look for the same thing on each time and keep in mind that the lower time frames. Perfect. So you did not follow said rules because you didn't follow number 5 or number, I think it was 3. Okay. That's
So
cool.
look,
Like,
you
ain't
see
no
the
big
stink,
deal.
you see the stink face, right?
No, it's all good. Like, I don't follow my rules all the time either. That's why we have the situations that we have. So, it is what it is. Like, I
Right.
respect that you have the rules written down and you know where you may have, where you need to do some adjustments. But like on this particular trade, even though I see this double bottom, and honestly, for me, I probably would have traded the double bottom because of these engulfing candles that are there as well. So you can clearly see one thing that I always look for. If I'm at a zone, if you already have this zone marked up, right, and you see engulfing candles, an engulfing candle means you got to stop thinking about it as just candlesticks. These candlesticks are quote unquote technically indicators because this is just giving a depiction of what's happening in the market. So when you see that the selling candlestick is smaller than the buying candlestick, you automatically know that buyers have taken over this market. And you can tell that, this particular trade setup shows it to you multiple times. So right before your little circle with the yellow, you can see sellers push the market all the way down. Buyers push the market all the way back up to create that giant wick. Sellers tried to push the market back down and buyers were like, nah, I'm not having it, and pushed it back up again. Right. Sellers then tried to push the market back down again and sellers was like, I told you I'm not having it. You see what I'm saying? Because you have 2 engulfing candles and then a huge wick. Can you hit that daily for me right quick?
So that's an indication that it's a good buy area then?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say a good buy area, but I would say I would start looking for a buying opportunity because you see all of the momentum and the pressure saying, I don't want to be down in this area anymore. Make sense?
True. No, yeah. It's funny. I looked at mine. Me and him I marked that zone up too the same way.
It was real similar.
Hold on one second, y'all. Sorry.
You good? So, like, and I noticed this too. Like where I put these blue areas, if we're trading strictly market structure, right? We see a move down. We see a move down, right? We see a lower high form. Then we see a new lower low. And then we see this move here. I should have been paying attention to this right here because it literally does this. It comes, it wicks it, and then goes right back up. Yep. Comes back down again. It wicks it, goes up a little bit higher. Comes back to it. It wicks it, comes up. It comes back down. Wicks it, goes up. Comes back down. Hits the zone again. Then took off. Like that same scenario right there is right here. Even if this was an overshoot of price. Even if this little area here was an overshoot of price, because even with this move, let's say not you. I don't want to grab you. I want you. There we go. This move here. Same thing right here. Like what I just drew up right here is exact same right there.
Can you
So
move your chart over some, Micah? Just a hair? A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, that's good. I was just trying to see something. You good. Thank you.
here, we broke, close above. It wicked it once, took off. It wicked twice over here, but this zone up here held. It held. Now, originally I had it here, but look how it still plays out in this area here. Now, if I would have took buys and just said, hey, look, y'all, we just gonna hold it. If you go in and out of profit, okay, cool. Set a 10 pip TP, but look to take more buys there. We would have been fine. The whole team would have ate because we would have ate on this move here, 62 pips.
Mm-hmm.
On this move here, 156 pips. Everybody's good for the whole week. So now it's like, okay, is it necessary for me to trade, place 3 or 4 trades every single day? Or should I just look to do 1 or 2? Or should I just do 1 trade a week? And if I use a decent lot size, I can do my 5-10% a day. So that's where I'm at with mine. That's where I was. So I highly suggest everybody to get a book so you can journal your trades. I know they have some journals. And actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. When I buy my journal, I'm gonna purchase probably 2 journals, and I'm gonna give them out. But I'm gonna keep getting them journals, and that's gonna be my gift to everybody. That's gonna be my gift to everybody, just for the hard work that you guys are doing in the charts. I think they're like 20 or 30 bucks. So look for that coming up soon for the group. But yeah, this is what I was looking at. I know Aaron, you had GJ marked up too. I'll let you do your markup. Tasha, you can do yours. B-Mac, what's going on, my brother?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I know you ain't got the patience to wait for this move, for that 100 move.
He got patience. Don't try him. He got patience. He
Nah,
gonna get them moves. He got
B-Mac said,
patience.
B-Mac
Ain't
said,
that right, B?
he said he ain't for the 4 hour though. He ain't waiting all day for the move. He doing it off the 15 and 30 minutes.
He killing it though.
He is. Look, I ain't mad at him. My boy, he over there eating. I'm a little jealous, but he said he gonna let me hold $1, so I'm happy.
Man, you know that funding talent took away indices, man. So now I got to trade for experience now, bro. So
Yeah, come on back over. We got you, brother.
I actually had a market for GJ today, man. Did what I need to do, but I didn't take it though because I was doing something else. But I've been looking at all this other stuff now, man. It's like starting trading all over again, bro.
Look, come on over, dog. Come on over. If we got a bunch of eyes on GBP, JPY, or GU, everybody gonna be taken care of. All right, so I'm done on my end. Again, I would definitely say journaling has really helped me. If you are struggling with understanding why you lost the trade, yeah, start journaling it. And then 2, I put the PDF in the chat about emotion-free trading. That's what we're going over Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can make the call, definitely be on because we're going to be looking at chapter 2. We already did chapter 1. Also, we got one of our new members on the call tonight, Miss Catherine. She says she's ready to dive into the markets. How's it going, Kat?
Hi,
What's up,
everything's
Kat?
good. Hi, everyone.
How
Hello.
you feeling? All right. So this call is being recorded, so I will drop the YouTube channel in the chat. Please feel free to use it as a reference as well. The basis of this call is really just to help everybody get really solid with trading on their own, but most importantly with the community and what we have with I am and our family in WTO. So who wants to take over the reins now on doing the screen share?
I don't mind going over my analysis.
All right, Tasha, you got it.
All right. I'm hoping y'all let me know if it starts getting choppy because it's getting choppy. But this is what I traded this morning, and then this is
Oh,
the
good.
current
We need
trade running.
Okay. You caught all of that?
Yeah, so let's talk about. I'm gonna take this off because I don't want you to be distracted by these like red and green lines. Let's focus on
Remember
entries
we
and
got
exits. Okay, guys.
we got one
Okay.
new person
Don't be
on.
distracted.
We got one new person on. So just explain it.
Yeah, let's focus on the entry and the exit. See,
Yeah.
it's why is my connection so slow? I don't know. Okay. Am I choppy to y'all?
No, you're good.
Okay,
Good.
perfect. All right, so yesterday I actually was doing I was showing a friend of mine how to do a top-down analysis, and that is how I ran across the initial trade. So I started on the monthly. Just follow me. I know it's like what the devil, but this is where I started. And I'm gonna try to hold on. Okay.
While she's doing that, shout out to those crypto portfolios going back up again. Thank goodness. Took forever.
Yes, Lord. Hey, that's what we got to talk about too Saturday too. Other coins to start investing in. And for those of you that don't have a ledger, if you don't have this here, we need to help you get one ASAP and get you all set up too. Tasha, we good?
All right. Yes.
All right.
I didn't want to like lose my markup, but I didn't want to have it on the screen so we could start fresh. All right. So essentially, I started on the monthly to kind of get an overall picture of what the trade is doing. Doesn't mean I'm taking any trades off of this right now, but I always want to have a trend line letting me know where I am in the market and what the market's doing. When I draw a trend line, I always am drawing it a very particular way. It must have at least 4 points. So this would be my point 1, point 2, point 3, and point 4. I do not actually trade a trend until I see 4 points. So if the move is coming down, I see a good retracement, then I need this trend to come back down and break below the previous low, and then I can use the trend line and point it from point 0 to 2. So that's going to be 100% every single time, no matter what time frame. It works. I promise you, it works. And then right now, trend lines for me are always living, right? They are living things. So anytime this trend were to come down and break this lower low, I know that we're continuing down with the momentum. But currently, which this might have kind of saved your trade, Micah, was I see that a lower low hasn't been made. So what I typically do is I'm going to put a mark at wherever the previous low is. And then I know that until I have a break of this, I don't have a continuation trade, right? Monthly is not going to make as huge a difference. This, is something you want to incorporate, of course, on all time frames, but just to give yourself an idea of what the market is doing. So I know right now, GU is actually buying back up. And currently, again, it has to break, right? I need 4 points. So currently, if I'm looking at this, I know that GU has not completely changed directions, because what is it doing? It's holding this previous monthly high right here. Can y'all see that? So because of that, until it breaks and retests on the other side, I don't have a trend going up, because this was an equal low. This was a little bit higher low, so I guess you could mark this, because this did make a higher high here if you wanted to do a smaller kind of trend. But I like to see major moves because it's a monthly time frame. So just looking at it, I'm considering buys. All right, so then I dropped down, but I'm keeping this in mind because at this zone, again, I told you I like candlesticks. If you haven't purchased the Candlestick Bible, if you've never looked at it, look at it. It's amazing. It will change your trading game. Candlesticks only matter when they're near one of your zones. Don't think you see this in the middle of the zone and this means something great. No, it doesn't matter because it's the middle of the zone. It only matters when you're near a zone line, like structure point, support or resistance. So here I can see that GU has a solid, what's called a railroad track. We've got buyers and sellers with the same amount of pressure. But typically this is a reversal signal. And I know that overall monthly is trending down. So we very well may start seeing selling pressure at some point, but I'm not trading that until I actually see the market making a transition. So then I have a zone, I have a monthly right here. So what I generally do is I mark that this is a monthly area for me. And then I have this bottom zone here, which is a monthly zone, but price is nowhere near this. It's not likely you're going to get a giant candlestick to come all the way down here. So I'm not even going to bother marking it up. It could just be on the chart, whatever. Then I'm going to drop down to the weekly. On the weekly, do we have a different trend happening? And you could say yes, because you see here, we have, for me, this is what's called a bank move. It's when price overshoots and closes below your zone, and then overshoots and closes back into your zone, and then comes back and retests that zone area and continues pushing up. This is, for me, a reversal signal letting me know I'm now looking for buys in the market when I see this happening. I look for it on every single time frame. And this is actually how I caught that move today. So now that we see this, I'm looking for buys until I see price do this exact same move to tell me to look for sells. That's all I do. Also, you can see here that it's an engulfing candle. So all of this stuff is telling me buy, 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 buy. So now on the weekly, because again, price isn't down here, so none of that really matters. I'm going to get to closer to where price is. So I have a weekly structure here. Any questions about why I'm picking these areas for structure?
I like it.
Cool. All right. So this right here is telling me that this is a weekly support and resistance zone. So I know here, and I use the wicks of the candles. Some traders use the actual candle bodies. For me, I like to see the wick. That's what I generally use. And what do I see here? I see a giant wick that did not close below my structure. It came off my structure and it's closing above. That's giving me even more indication, along with this giant buying candle. Hey, Tasha, maybe you should look for buys. Let's see what the market's giving us on a lower time frame. But this is all I'm marking up really on the weekly. I also see a little structure here that's looking pretty good too, that I just want to be mindful of. So I'm probably I'll go ahead and put that on the chart as well, so that when I see these areas, it doesn't mean I'm immediately going to take a trade just because, price interacts with that particular zone. But I know that maybe I go back to this time frame, and that's why I mark them off monthly or weekly. I go back to this time frame and confirm what is it doing on the weekly structure at these areas. Or what is it doing on the monthly structure at this area? What does the candles look like, right? one thing that's something that I just learned in my own trade analysis. I would put lines on there, but I didn't know what time frame I was getting it from. And so then I'm automatically just starting to take a trade because it hit that zone, but it doesn't matter, if you're on a 1 hour, if it hit the weekly zone, because the price still has to interact on a weekly basis. So there's a whole lot of hour candles in this one candle. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So it's better if you mark off exactly what time frame you're getting your zones from. Just personal opinion. That's how I do mine.
No,
Anyway,
that,
what'd you say, Michael?
that makes sense.
Yeah. So on the daily, this is what I'm looking at here. So again, we're talking about looking at potential buys, and I'm looking for areas of structure on the daily. Well, when I get to this daily, I'm not really worried about way back here. I'll take note of it, but I'm not really worried about it. Yesterday, I can see that price has been struggling to get past this area right here. And what I did was actually made a zoom.
Hey, Alonzo, I'm gonna need you to stop drawing on the screen, bro.
Boom. And again, I told you I like wicks. I mean, I like to put mine right at the wicks. So what I look for when I'm looking for wicks, and Brandon definitely taught me this method, courtesy of Luke Longmire. If you don't know who he is, or if you have questions about that, you can reach me or Micah or anybody on this team call, and we can get you connected. He's a phenomenal trader. But this is where I'm going to put my zone. I'm going to put my zone at the wick of these candles. Like, I'm going to try to get this zone to touch as many wicks as possible. So if I put it right here, I can see, make this as big as I can so y'all can see what I'm looking at with these candles. All right, so I have price respecting on this side. We've got rejection, rejection, rejection as support. As resistance. Sorry, rejection, rejection, rejection. Even some rejections back here as resistance. Price has now broken through this zone. It came back to this zone. It attempted to break through. I'm gonna call this a breakthrough. Let's pull it up a little bit. It's kind of big. Maybe even a little bit more. So that is at the top of that candle over there. Boom. I can see that price broke through this zone and closed. It broke back into this zone and closed. And then it came down to the zone and held. That's the exact same thing I showed you on the monthly. It's called a bank move. Here, sorry y'all. Here, when you see it do this, now I'm looking for this candle to be a buy, which is yesterday when I looked at this trade, this candle did not even exist yet. It was way down here at the bottom. So now I went down to the 4 hour. I took the trade actually off the daily, and I put my stop loss. Okay, so I took the trade off of this here. The candle had started forming, but it hadn't really formed yet. So I placed my long short tool here, and it's gonna go below where this candle wick. So this wick is actually only 13 pips, but I always give myself a little more room. And I went ahead and just did a solid 20. There's no rhyme or reason why I picked 20. I just said I need more room than 13 because you want to give price an opportunity to move a little bit. GU generally, just because I trade it so often, I know 25 to 30 pips is usually their stop hunt range. So I was okay with doing 20 pips. And then I automatically am looking for at least a 2 to 1. So all I do is move it. This is how I found TP. All I'm doing is moving it down to the 2 to 1. Now, one thing I did in analyzing my own trade, because I do that after I win or lose, one thing I realized today that I want to start implementing is instead of doing my 2-to-1 here, I want to do my 2-to-1 actually off the wick of this candle, even though my stop loss is a little further. Just because I've noticed that it'll get close to TP, and I'll show you what I mean. It got close to TP, and then it'll kind of reverse on me and then go back and maybe hit TP. But I want to secure as much of the bag and as many pips as possible. So my trade management says, you know, maybe make some adjustments to how you do your 2-to-1s. But that's neither here nor there. If you just market 2-to-1 like this on every single trade, it's going to change the direction of your trading and your account. So anyway, this is what I found. So now all I did was drop down to the 15, and I literally see that price is just hitting this zone and not breaking it over and over and over and over again.
Tasha,
And
erase
we
those,
can watch how this trade actually plays out.
hey, Tasha, erase those red marks that
I
first.
can't. You have to erase them.
Let's see.
You don't have a way to do it.
Nah, that person logged out. Yeah, some reason it won't let me erase it. My bad.
Now, before this trade finishes, I no longer watch my trades. Reason being, I get emotionally invested. I don't know how you are about a trader, but I get emotionally invested in my trades. And when I start see them going into the negative, I start panicking, and I want to start reducing lot sizes, closing positions. Like it gets a bit ridiculous over here. So I say that to say, while this trade is playing out, I am asleep. So I do not see any of this stuff happening. If I had, I would have been out of my mind because I'm in profit, I'm out of profit. I'm in profit, I'm out of profit. I'm more out of profit here than I'm going into profit up here. I'm losing my mind. But I'm not, because I'm sleeping. I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying my sleep thoroughly right now. If I seen this really would have had me out my mind. Look at this. Let's stop. Let's stop.
Yeah,
Now,
that was
as a
crazy right
trader,
there.
this right here would have had you like, oh no, I'm done here. This joint is almost to my TP and everything. I'm 12 pips. I only gave it 20. Tell me y'all wouldn't have closed that trade, because I know me, if I'm watching it, I would have been like, all right, this just didn't work out for me. It's too close to stop loss, so I'm not even gonna keep it like in there. I'm about to just let it go. But watch
Part of
what
me
happens.
would say yes. Part of me was like, nah, let's just wait and see. Trust it.
That's what I've been doing now. I wait. Like if I got my top stop loss, I know I'm comfortable with losing that much, I'm gonna leave it.
That's right.
Mhm.
Exactly. And I'm so glad that you said that. Like, one thing that you need to do as a trader, if you are a new trader and you're struggling with this, you have got to come to grips with whatever the stop loss is. You cannot, you know what I mean, enter your trade and then, oh man, you need to be okay with what the stop loss is. So before I entered this trade, and I'm trading with a little bit higher lot sizes right now. So I actually traded this on 5 standard. So it was $50 a pip. So when we're talking about $50 a pip, we're talking about a lot of drawdown when we're talking about just 12. I mean, like, let's talk about this here. This is, I can't see. I know it was $300. That's a lot. That's a lot of drawdown when you're talking about being in a trade. Yeah, it was like $300, $330 to be exact. So had I watched that, the stop loss is 500, but I definitely would, my heart is hurting right now because it's $500 on the line. Like, what are you talking about? Let me just go ahead and cut my losses at $300. Like, this is too much, right? But now look at what's happening. The trade immediately. How many times have you been in a trade? It wick you, and then you mad because the trade is now going in the exact direction you wanted it to go. Literally in one candle, I've made back everything that just had my heart in a full panic. Well, a little more than one candle, because it was 12 pips down. This is 12 pips up. And what, like, you know what I mean? As soon as this candle closed, this candle did this. These are 15-minute candles. So we talk about maybe 15, 20 minutes later, you got all your money back plus. But you got to have that mindset 100%. Like, you need to be okay with whatever your stop loss is. If you're trading a smaller account, do not over leverage your account, because if you consistently grow it, you know what I mean? Like, your trades are going to go. I didn't start out with $50 a pip. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on some little bit higher lot sizes. Brandon's working on my mental stability to get there. But I started out with 0.01s, 0.02, 0.03s, and I had to see these numbers moving to even be okay with this, you know? So now we're talking about, we're going into profit. And this is what I was saying about it getting close. This is within 5 TPs of my actual take profit. So I actually secured 30 pips on this particular move. And then I moved, I gave it an opportunity to pull back. And then I moved stop loss just underneath this. And then when it came back up again in this area, you'll see it in a second, and it kind of wicked it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's going to start reversing, which is on me, because I could have secured more on this trade had I remembered I'm trading a daily candle. And I thought about it, but at the end of the day, like, we won't do the math, no income claims. But when we're talking about 30 pips times what I'm trading, it was straight. It was good. I was straight. It's fine. No problems. But this move actually ends up going for a full 60 pips. So I only secured half of it. And then look at this. This wick is ridiculous. So, I mean, you just got to really figure out what kind of trader you are. Are you a set my stop loss, set my TP, let that thing go? Or are you I want to trail and kind of keep it? I mean, either way it goes, you just got to make sure you're managing your trade. Because I could have just moved to break even and waited and would have been able to secure the whole bag. But 2020 is hindsight, but I'm not mad at profits at all.
This is awesome. This is awesome to see this.
Sheesh.
Does it make sense? Is it helpful?
That would, hey.
It
Okay,
does.
so then,
Yes, thank you.
cool. Any questions? So then here's the other thing that I did today. And this is actually what I'm currently looking at now. I'm gonna go back and put my markup on there.
Oh, that's you. What's that?
Let's remove this. Remove this. I just don't want double lines on here. All right, so if we go back and look at it, one thing that I'm currently working on is not trading the opposite direction. It took everything within me not to do this today, especially after, you know, when you win a trade, you like, yes, like, more money, please. But I'm working on discipline. So instead of me entering this additional trade, which is what I saw here. So here again, we have that exact same move that I was telling you about earlier. Right here is this zone. If you look left, right here, it's doing the exact same thing I was telling you about that I looked for, right? It came up, it closed back within, and then it retested. That is the move I look for reversals. So I'm like, man, this looks really nice. It's at a zone like, I should trade it. And then I said, no, I'm not going to trade it. But currently, which I'm not mad, there's a little bit of FOMO, but not a lot. But had I traded this, I would have put my TP, my entry would have been here, because you wait for this entry candle to close. So my entry would have been here. And then again, we're looking for 2 to 1. So we got, this is our 20 pip, because, you know, we don't want to go directly at this wick, but just keep it in mind where the wick is, it's 17. So I'm looking for 17 times 2, 34 pips, at least in profit, because that's going to be my 2 to 1. But as you can see, like, it's still trending down in my direction. Not saying it would get this far, but yeah. Yeah. And generally, if the wick is this far, I won't lie to you guys, I kind of put my entry up here just to find my 2 to 1, because again, I don't want to over trade it, but this particular trade definitely hit TP because that was 2 to 1 up there. But if we're just counting from entry, let's see, from entry would have been here after this candle wicked. And this is right at 16 pips and counting. So like just looking for the same move over and over again, guys. Like that's all I do. Break and retest or price overshoot, as Micah calls it, and retest. And that's it. Just support resistance zones. Nothing fancy.
So let's
Any
say,
questions?
I got a
Yeah.
question. So let's say right where you just identified that move. Let's say this is before all those other candles are there. Would you sit there and wait and just keep looking at it until you see what the candles do? I guess this is the 15-minute chart. So that would be an hour and a half for those 3 candles.
Okay, so all right. So you're saying if none of these are here? Like in
Yeah.
here?
If none of that's there, what are you because you see that's the zone. It's still the same zone. If you look left, you still see it rejected that area. So you like, all right, so I'm gonna wait and see if the next 3 candles performs that pattern that I'm used to seeing. Or like me, and maybe this is not a good thing, but for me, like if I see rejection in the past, when it comes up to that area, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the trade and set my stop loss above it. But I don't necessarily know what pattern to look for. I'm just looking at the rejection and is at the zone.
Okay, so do you make rectangle zones or do you make
Yeah, I make the rectangle. If it go up in that area, within 10 pips of that zone, I'm gonna just go ahead and take it if it's with the trend and it shows me rejection.
Okay, that's fine. If that's your trading style and that's your rule, that's perfectly fine. Like there's no right or wrong reason, to take your trade. If you see that it's rejecting and that's what normally prompts you to enter the trade, then go for it. For me personally, what I generally do is I'll set an alert in this area
or that
where I see rejections. And this is actually a little bit lower than what I would have liked. It would need to be kind of at the top of this wick. Make sure. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. So me personally, like I said, I like to see price kind of come all the way up and reject that way. And just because I trade the pattern so much, I know, you know what I mean? Like I can see it in my sleep now, even if I had started it here, that's still a good area because back here we have rejection. So if you say, but remember I told you on the daily, I didn't wait for that green candle to form to tell me it was buying. I took it because that candle closed and it rejected off the zone. Same thing with this trade. I didn't wait for this. Now, if I don't feel confident in the trade, I do wait. But with this one, if you see rejection and you want to enter immediately after you see the rejection here, you can enter that and you would have, secured some pips. You could have secured 6 pips. That's not bad depending on what your lot size is. Look, some traders only look for 3 or 4 pips. 6 pips can do damage because you got to consider, like, as your lot size grows, so does the amount of money associated with those pips. So don't, as long as your trade goes in the direction you want it to go, don't feel bad about securing or, moving to break even or whatever if you start feeling a little waverly about the trade. Was that your question? Because I feel like
I'm just for me, I'm really just going off of entry reasons. Okay. So I like what you were saying. Like you can actually identify the candlestick pattern every time, and I don't necessarily know the candlestick patterns by heart. But like just looking at that right there, I'm seeing a whole bunch of wicks at that zone. So I'm
Mhm.
like, the next time it come up there, I'm gonna go ahead and take the sell.
You may not know candlestick patterns, but I can tell you this. You don't have to know candlestick patterns, right? But this one right here is not one you have to really think of. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
This candlestick pattern here is an
Yes.
engulfing candlestick pattern. And this generally means money. Like, I mean, I don't know how else to put that. Like, I'm about to show you and blow your mind. So there are two candlestick patterns that I typically will look for. I don't know all of them that well, but there's two that I can tell you if it's at your zone and it happens, you're gonna be like, okay, this what's up right here. Now you got to have your zone right. Sometimes we think we at a zone and we're not actually at a zone. So that can happen. But generally, if you have your zone in the right area and you see this happen, you're going to be like, yes, that crazy girl with them crazy hair, she was right. All right, hold on. Let me get these on here. Okay. This candlestick pattern here is called railroad. You can Google it, you can look it up. It's called. This candlestick pattern here is called engulfing. I'm going to make a believer out of you. Don't worry. All right. If you don't know any other candlestick patterns, these two right here will make you money. It's going to work. Watch. Red candle, giant green candle, green, 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 green. Boom, money. Green candle, red, red. And we're not talking about, I mean, yes, it may not give you a whole bunch of pips, but again, any pips is better than no pips. So this pip trade right here is 10 pips. This trade right here, 26 pips. Let's keep going. Red candle. Now, okay, we're not at a zone, right? So
Right.
this is why I said it can trip you up. But if you secure your bag, it still makes you money. Green candle, red candle, engulfed. Take it immediately at entry, boom, 7 pips. Red candle, green candle, take it immediately at entry. I'm not saying you won't have no drawdown, but boom, money ended up being made, 7 pips. If you held, which I don't know if this
See,
would
that'll work for
ever out.
HFX for sure.
You said what?
I said that worked for HFX for sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I have that.
Yes.
I started working on that too. Facts,
Yes,
facts.
that part. I definitely use it for HFX. Yes, that part. I don't trade HFX right now, but when I was, yes, that part. That part. Again, this one's more of a railroad. It's a little bit engulfing, but look, money is being made on these trades. 15 pips. We're at our zone. This is engulfing. Boom. Take it from here. And I know we were at like 20 pips because we just did this, but yeah. Right? These two candlestick patterns can definitely make you money. If you don't know any other ones, red candle, green candle, railroads, you look for buy. You're looking for whatever the last candlestick is when you see it. Red candle, green candle, engulfing. One thing that I was told when you're looking at engulfing candles, you really want it to fully engulf. And the better ones are at least double. So basically you can fit 2 of these in the one
The one John.
in the one thing, yeah. Okay, that's not working out. I don't know why. I can't move it. I don't know why. It won't let me. It said no. Okay, there we go. Boom. If you can fit at least 2 of them, that's better. But as I just showed you, like all of them aren't fitting 2 and you can still make money. Not saying you're going to get a million bazillion pips. It works better when you're at a zone that you know has support or resistance. That's going to be your better bet. That's going to have more money for you. But that's what I would like. Let's look at GJ. That's what I was just telling Michael on his trade. He had that zone perfectly laid out. It was on the 1 hour right here. He had this zone perfectly laid out. And if he had paid attention to where the area was, boom, engulfing candle here. This is not engulfing on this time frame, but if you go up to the 4 hour time frame, you got railroad green, engulfing. I'm no longer looking for sales.
Hey, can I chime in on that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Oren teaches the engulfing candles. So usually when he has an engulfing, what he had us do, I remember when I first started, he had us do this. Highlight the engulfing candle. Let me change this to a black arrow. Highlight the engulfing candle. And basically we should see something like this. We should see the market push up, come to it, continue out.
Mm-hmm.
But even on this one, like if I would have had that box just sitting there, even though price breaks that little box, that still would have been a good solid area for a buy. Mm-hmm. So like you said, the candlestick patterns kind of show you, hey, might want to pay attention to what's about to happen. Yeah. So that's just one way of looking at it. But hey, good call, sis. And I'm telling you, I tell you every time we get on calls, Brandon, bro, I'm proud of Tasha, dog. She came in. I remember because she was so skeptical and so scared to lose money. She killing it, bro.
Good beast.
She killing it. So hey, it's all a matter of time. It's all a matter of time. So man, I'm super proud of you, Tasha, and I appreciate you always being willing to jump on Zoom and just to drop some knowledge too.
Me too.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. So who's next to do a screen share? It's 10:04. So we got a couple more minutes. Who wants to do a screen share?
Let me see.
B-Mac, can you do one? Kind of go over how you trade and what you look for in the markets.
Hey, everything I know, Tasha know plus, man.
Yeah, dude, go ahead and do your markup, bro. What does the great B-Mac do in the markets
I just try to survive, man. That's what I try to do in the markets.
Man, get out of here, bro.
He is lying. He does not just survive. He is lying.
I just try to survive.
I learned this move because true story. So we trade again. We learned this. Well, Brandon learned it from Luke. When Luke traded this method, it was difficult for me to understand because it was so simplistic. Like I had gone and learned harmonics and indicators and teacups and head and shoulders and support. I can tell you a whole bunch of stuff I learned. Elliott waves, all kinds of junk, DeLoreans, whatever. And Brandon was like, I was having trouble with getting consistency because I was trying to trade so many different methods. I didn't have consistency with my chart. I could market and it would go in my direction, but being able to consistently trade it all the time is hard when you got all this stuff throwing through your head, right? Mm-hmm. Brandon's like, let me just show you this Luke method. It's going to be great. And I'm like, I've already seen it. It's just squiggly lines on the chart. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know how you understand it, but it's just squiggly lines because Luke would literally just draw a line, and then that little arrow thing that I use that goes up, down, and then up and out the way, that's exactly what his line looked like. It was 3 lines, up, down, and then shooting to the moon or shooting to hell. Like, that was it. Brandon was able to like make it make sense. And that's why I'm able to be successful in the market. Like, he definitely knows more than what he's saying. He is capping on his line. He is a straight beast. So yeah. And he's gonna come to the dark side with us for a little while his indices are on.
Come on, B-Mac. Come on, brother.
That's depressing for me. Very depressing.
Come on, bro.
Let's see. All I do really, man, just kind of emphasize what Tasha said. I mean, I had this GJ I marked up probably like it was like maybe 4 or 5, something like that. I don't know, it was early today though, man. But I try to start fresh because all this doing is consolidating. But actually, I mean, even with this trade, I had this bank heist move like Tasha was explaining right here. And then you see where it retested right here on this candle. And then this would have been the entry candle right here. And then granted, it took forever. It hit TP1 a few times, but it took forever. But eventually it got to zone to zone. I kind of took a nap and woke up and still like, dang, it still ain't moved. But it finally moved. Thank goodness. So it got zone to zone. Let's see, upon entry, that would have been, let's see, this candle. That'd have been about 10 pips, maybe a little less with spread, just depending. So not too bad, you know. But let me go to US 30. Let me remove all this stuff. I would just wipe the whole thing, but the way I have my zones, I like to keep them that size, so I don't like to have to read them over again. But while I'm doing that, also, like, I don't know, I know Tasha knows about it. I know Micah knows about it. Aaron, I don't know if you know, and Kat, and the other gentleman's on the line, but, you know, they have a company called Funding Talent, you know, and they actually are allowing people to gain more capital to trade with, you know, so not just your own capital you're trying to build within your account, but actually gain more capital. So like I'm starting to challenge off. I have, you know, it's demo right now, but I have $100,000 and the goal is they want me to get 8% with their parameters for like drawdown, right? Right. So once you pass the first phase, you get to your second phase, then you need to go and gain 4%. And you got a time frame of when you can get this completed. But once you finish the challenge and you actually get what's called your elite account, then you're actually able to trade. And then whatever income or funds that you gain from trading, you can withdraw that from that account and they'll send to your PayPal and that's your money. So you can either take that money and buy whatever you want with it, or you can put it into your own personal trading account, or you can put it into crypto, whatever the case is. But I really admonish all you guys to really look into that as soon as you develop a solid foundation in trading, because you're not worried about funding your account with your own capital. You're using someone else's capital to be able to take trades that you probably couldn't take until you took years or however many months or whatever to grow those accounts. So just a little statement there, but I like to go to the 1 hour though. So I start here with the 1 hour. I don't really go to higher time frames that often unless I'm trying to just look, you know, maybe for like an overall trend sometimes, but I just like to go to the 1 hour really. And then pretty much like Tasha said, I just try to find wick areas because those wick areas tell me that's where price has hit and there's some resistance there. So I try to find at least 2 or more. 3 or more is better, but you know, 2 more points on the chart where the wicks have touched and hit a zone, because that's representing a zone for me. So I go to the 1 hour. And it's not really a lot of movement right now, so we'll try to do what we can with this, but let's see. This one I'll probably put, so I have 2 right here. You can count it when the wick goes through, but you know, when I'm being very particular, I like to just have it, a wick actually touching it, not breaking through nothing, just trying to touch exactly. So you can count these 3, but I'll count those 2. And then I'll go find another area somewhere. You know how you have this one that's pretty close as well, so that's not bad. Let's see, a lot of consolidation here. Oh, we got one candle right here. So this candle right here kind of perfectly touches it without protruding out of it too much. So we got more than 3 points, but I like to be particular a lot of times. So I'll look for that. And then normally I'll try to get 2 zones, a support and resistance zone. Since this is consolidating a lot, it's really kind of hard to get something. So let's see if we can try to find another one here. I'll go probably about right here. Yeah, I like that. So I have one right here, candle kind of perfectly touching that support zone. Second candle kind of perfectly touching that support zone. And then let's see if we can go find another one. That one's close, but the wick is protruding out. That one's close, the wick is protruding. This is a good one. It's not protruding out that much. This is a good one as well. Let's see if we can find a perfect one. Oh, we got a perfect candle right here. Perfect candle comes and touches this support zone perfectly. So now I have my support and I have my resistance zones. So that's my first setup. Get my support and resistance zones. Once I have those on the 1 hour, then I typically come down. I enter my trades either on the 30 or the 15 minutes. So then I'll come down to the 30-minute time frame here, right? And then like Tasha showed you, I'm looking for 1 or 2 moves. I'm either looking for a break and a retest. Oops, sorry about that. Either a break or retest, or as she showed you, I'm looking for a bank heist move, all right?
It look like a break and retest now.
Exactly. There you go. See, there you go. So let's look at that now. So like Aaron said, on the 30 minute, we just marked it up on the 1 hour using those zones, and we already see what? A breakout, right? A retest candle. Boom, you can enter. Now let's see what the pippers would be on the entry. Now with the pullback, it would have been 130 pips, but you have to realize 130 pips is a little different. So it's actually really 13 points, right? So you think about indices, 0.01 equals $1. So going by the points, it would have been $13 on a 0.01 that you'd have been down. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. Let's see the highest we would have went in profit. So far, we would have been about 19 points, 194 pips. On a 0.01, that's $19 in profit. Now, right now is not a good time to really trade indices because it's not London session or it's not the New York session, so you're not really having a lot of movement. But this is a trade I would have taken if it was during a different, London or New York session, because you got a perfect breakout, you got a great retest, and you got your entry candle. You see it kind of retest again. Excuse me, so you can see it could possibly keep selling. One thing I would keep in mind, though, because I've been watching indices for a while now, I know the overall trend is still bullish, period, right? So maybe I go look at the daily and see what it's doing, which is kind of ugly. Ugh. A lot of consolidation. But still, overall, you got a lot of what? Bullish trend, right? Bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend. So when I know that, going back to Tasha's point of trading with the trend, when I know that, if I'm going to enter this sell, in my mind, I'm automatically thinking short sell, right? Because overall trend is a buy. So I don't want to get into a predicament where I'm anticipating this miraculous 500,000 pip drop. Like, no, the overall trend is bullish. If you're going to enter that sell, keep it short, keep it simple, get in, get out. Let me go back down to the 30 minute. Now we got another, and all in the same. You see how it's easy. You can just get those zones. Once you get those zones, everything else is a cakewalk. Now we look at here, the other move that we look for, the bank heist move Tosh was talking about right here, right? Boom. Sorry about that. Right here, right? Price broke out the zone. Don't worry about that. You see price broke through the zone, came back up, retested, boom. This would have been your entry candle. Again, this is not a good time to trade indices, but nonetheless, it still made a move, zone to zone, right? Those 2 zones you have, support, resistance, zone to zone. So if you enter on this candle, which would have been an entry candle, you would have been down about 9-10 points or 96-100 pips. And then boom, look at that. Now, for me personally, when I'm looking at zone to zone, because ideally I want to go zone to zone. That's the perfect scenario. But because I love the market, but I hate being in the market. So I really just want to get what I need to get on one candle. If I can get what I need to get on one candle, I'm done. I'm out. I'll just watch the rest of it. I'm good to go. But if not, I want to go zone to zone, right? And so in this case, once price got to this resistance zone, I would really start hovering my finger over that close button just to see, okay, is it going to end up turning around and selling off, or is it going to keep going? In this case, it broke through. And I say I will hover my finger over that close button because if you guys, for newer people, I don't know if you ever seen indices move. When they move quick. This is just hindsight 2020, but realistically, price could have hit this resistance and then shot all the way back down in the blink of an eye. So when I'm going zone to zone, I'm like, I got my MT4 on my phone. I'm just watching like, all right, what you about to do, bro? What you about to do? If I see that thing start doing something I don't like, close. I'm out. Zone to zone. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, it looks like it had a pretty strong breakout. So maybe I would have just put my stop loss in the profit, like Tasha was talking about earlier. The options are endless. We'll just worry about making the money. What they say, when you're in blue, it's on you, right? You decide what you want to do at that point.
Be like, do it again. What you do with the phone?
Hey, I'll be like, yeah, and then I celebrate. Tasha had been on calls, and she has seen the way I talk to my trades. It's like a crazy person, but that's just how I trade. Like I talk to my trades, I root my trades on. I'm like, go, 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 go. I get upset at my trades. Like it's a whole emotional interaction within that
love-hate relationship.
Right.
That's why I go to sleep on them things. Like, you're not going to have me up and down and up and down. No.
Man, you work.
I mean, I love trading, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a process for me. I love it whether I win or lose, you know? But yeah, that's the two moves I look for. You got the bank heist move right here, and you got the break and retest right here. And you can look for that on the 15 or the 30. For the break and retest, I've been kind of leaning more towards looking at it or finding a setup on the 30-minute, but then it just really depends as well. Because sometimes you can wait for the break and retest on the 30-minute. On the 15-minute, you'll miss all these pips, you know? So you really just have to kind of go back and forth and see what works best for you, or just going back to risk reward, seeing what you're willing to risk, you know? Sometimes I've entered on the 15-minute break and retest, but then on the 30-minute, it hasn't retested yet. And then I lose pips until it retests, and then it keeps going in my direction, whether it's for the buy or sell. So you just got to be willing to use proper risk management in case that scenario happens. What else?
That's awesome.
I think the last thing I thought I had one that had the black lines on. I know I deleted on US 30. Does anyone else have the black lines? Let's see. Okay, yeah, we got some black lines right here. I'll just show you guys this last thing as far as, is this the black line? So I'm not going to go too deep, but pretty much I had these black lines and I call them TP lines, but really they're just zones as well. And when I'm entering a trade, whether I'm buying or selling, because, you know, ultimately the market's going to do what the market wants to do. So we try to anticipate where it's going to go, but we don't know how far it's going to go. We don't know when it's going to reverse. At least I don't. Maybe others do. I don't. So what I do is I like to mark these black lines, and I pretty much just go back and I look at historical data to see when price hit a certain area, if it reversed and went the opposite way. So that when I am in the trade, that gives me indication like, okay, price, like say for instance, if we had entered a buy right here, like there's no move to look at it we talked about, but just say we were in a buy in Bitcoin right here. Once price got to this level, I look back in history and say what? When price got to this level here, it sold off a little bit. When price got to this level here, it sold off. So when it got here, it had some resistance and sold off. So that's in my mind telling me, okay, when price gets to this TP line, you need to be looking, or I got my phone again, watching, you need to be looking to see what price is going to do. Is it going to break through that and just smash and keep going? Or is it going to have some resistance there? And at that point, it kind of helps me to make a determination. Okay, Brandon, do you want to continue trying to hold this trade? Or are you good enough with what you got? Or do you want to take partials? Or like Todd's been trying to get me to do this whole take partials thing. I'm a type of go all or nothing type of guy, you know? So I'm trying to get into the mode of taking partials here and there. But that really helps me get an indication of starting to decide what I want to do at that level. whether if I want to close the trade, move it to break even, move my stop loss higher into profits, take partials, whatever. But if you saw the US 30 chart, you see that I normally keep a lot of black lines because I'm just trying to anticipate where price can potentially go and correspondence to where I'm at and my goals for the day for my percentage gain. So that's pretty much all I have with that, guys. This is that funding talent website I was talking about. So with my challenge, I'm starting off with $100,000. I haven't taken the trade on this one yet. I'll probably do either Friday or on Monday, probably Monday when it's out of NFP week. But this is kind of the website you go to, and you got like the pricing as far as like the different challenges and whatnot. And you guys can go through this at your own leisure. But like I said, definitely something you want to look into once you get a solid foundation with trading. So you don't have to be worried about risking your own capital, your own money. Because if you're like me, I blown thousands of dollars when I was trying to trade. When I started trading, I never did demo, which was stupid. I just put 1,000 in there and was like, let's get to work. And, you lose a few thousand trying to learn this thing. It don't feel that good. You know what I'm saying? So if you can do demo, learn the skill, and then take it to a company like Funding Talent and have them fund you the money, I wish I had known about that a couple of years ago when I first started trading. So. But I'm here to tell you guys about it now. But that's all I got, though.
Appreciate it, bro.
Reiterate.
Appreciate it.
Funding Talent is considered a prop firm. So
Yeah,
even if Funding Talent isn't something that, if that particular firm is not for you and you want to, try a different one, I just say, they can really help take you to the next level. Once you have consistency and you have a strategy and you're able to mark the charts and you just don't have the type of capital you want to see the kind of gains you want, prop firms are a very good alternative to getting you that kind of jump start that you may be looking for. Definitely research them. Do your own research. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can check out the websites. There are a bunch of them, FTMO, Funding Talent, not soliciting any specific one, but just an idea that says, hey, listen, I know I'm a good enough trader. I know how to use risk management, because that's the main thing they're looking for is, can you manage your risk? If you are able to manage your risk and you're able to call your own trades and you feel like you're more than 50% trader, or however you manage your risk. Some people don't even have to trade 50% to be profitable, just depending on how you do your risk to reward. But if you're able to manage your trades, definitely may be something you want to kind of take a look at, because just to put in perspective, you're looking at maybe $200-$300 to get a $25,000 account, and then you get a portion of the profit that you trade. And maybe like $600-$700, 80%, $600-$700, you can look at getting a $100,000 account, and now you're getting 80% of that type of profit. And when you start really doing the math, even with proper risk management, especially on a 100K account, you can be talking about thousands of dollars, in any given trade, just with a couple of pips. So just something to think about once you get to that point. Don't rush yourself. I wouldn't, kind of go that far until you're ready, but just something to think about for sure.
And it's refundable too.
So what?
The fees are refundable if you pass the challenge.
Yeah, I would go through the rules, read the rules, see how it works. I know initially I was very skeptical of them because I thought, who in the heck would want to trade somebody else's money? As dangerous as this market is, it's up and down. Why in the world would I want to trade somebody else's money and potentially owe them? Heck no. But it actually is a little different. So I would definitely read the rules if you're interested and kind of just really explore and understand how it works, because it definitely could be beneficial for you. That's it.
All right.
Hey, I gotta do one of y'all had the joint that has it's like a graph or a chart or something that tell you the New York session, the Tokyo, the Australian, and then what pairs move the most. You still got that chart, Mike?
Here. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. So if you go, can everybody see the internet?
Not yet. Oh yeah, there we go.
All right, so invest in that time. And you're looking for which chart again?
The one that tells you the strength, what time the New York, Tokyo, and Australia sessions start.
Okay.
The one that tell you what time the sessions start. And then I thought we had one that showed the what pairs move the most. Because I mean, I do look at the currency strength meter, and it seems like around this time, like crossing over into midnight, like that's when like the JPYs be strong and all that. But I'm not 100% sure if that's every single time. So I wonder if there was like a.
Yeah, I think I remember there was some chart floating around, but I definitely know. I think in one of the Academy videos, I think it talks about it. I'm not sure if it gives you like the direct pairs though, but I think they do outline like Tokyo session, the London, New York, and
Word. It is on the that's right. It is in the Academy. They tell you what time they start.
But I do remember that sheet that was floating around.
Telegram, Aaron.
Aaron, here it is right here, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
This is the website, forex.timezoneconverter.com. Forex.timezoneconverter.com. It tells you all the major sessions. So Frankfurt, London, New York, Sydney, Australia. So we're on New York, we're on Eastern Standard Time. So this would be our time zone. So you can highlight this. Now, when it comes to like currency strength meter, I use investing.com. So you'll come here, you'll go to tools, and you can see currency heat map or Forex volatility. So let's do Forex volatility. All right, so the past 10 weeks, it calculates how many pips each currency pair has gone. So for me, GBP JPY the past 10 weeks has been 111 pips, moving around 72%. It then shows me what weekday volatility in pips, hour volatility in pips, based on GMT time, based on that time.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, while you're there, I actually forgot about this. Do you mind going over there to news as well?
Okay.
Whenever you get done, whenever you finish.
Okay, so they do have an economic calendar as well. I mostly use forexfactory.com.
Yep, I use that one.
I'm not much of a fundamental trader. I'm more of a technical trader. However, I do look at news just to see what could impact my pair. So if it's a red folder, high impact, I'm probably not going to trade for that first hour or first couple minutes, okay? If it's a yellow folder, probably would trade. So from my understanding, again, this is just my perspective, news basically push price to where it's already trying to go, okay? News pushes price to where it's trying to go. So you can see if you go on investing.com, it shows you the impact. If it's 1 star, low impact. If it's 2 stars, medium impact. If it's 3 stars, it's going to be high impact. High volatility expected. All right. High volatility expected. So you can use investing.com. You can use this website here, Forex Factory. Forexfactory.com and just select calendar. A lot of traders like Forex Factory. Now there is an app on Apple. Let me look it up real quick and then I'll drop it in the group chat. in WTO Trade Talk. So if you have an Apple device, just follow the link and it will take you there. It's called Forex Trading Hours.
Sorry if you
Learn.
have an Apple device.
Look, we ain't got time for no Android. We ain't got time for Android. It's called it's called Golden Hours. All right. It tells you the best time, the golden hours to trade, worst time, golden time, all of that. So it's a dope app. I actually used it when I first got started, and it was really helpful. So let me drop that in the group chat right now, and you guys can have access to that. So go ahead and check it right now. Everybody should see it. So as you can see, Forex Factory gives you the weekly outlook for news, tells you when bank holidays are, all of that. You can create a login if you want to. That's great. That's great to do. Let's see. But I really like investing.com and Forex Factory. Those are the two that I really use to kind of check news. forexfactory.com and investing.com. And I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret. If you use investing.com, it actually kind of helps with your analysis because you get to see what they see on CNBC, MNBC, Bloomberg, Cheddar. When they start talking about currency pairs or indices or metals like gold and silver, hey, they'll tell you like, oh, GBP is really bearish today. So I'll go to investing.com and I'll type in GBP JPY. As y'all can see, is one of my favorites. So I'll go ahead and go to it. And if it says strong sell, hour strong sell, 5 hour strong sell, daily, guess what I'm doing? I'm selling. So it gives you a chart. Yes, you can set alerts using it. I use it. It's perfect. So I use alerts for investing.com, my alert FX, and my MT4. It works. Let's see if you come over here to where it says technical, this is what pulls up. See? Hourly strong buy, 5 hour. So for us, 4 hour is closest to 5 hours. So strong buy, daily buy. What do you think I'm going to do?
Buy.
That's it. I'm looking for buys. This is my resource. And it also tells you what? Candlestick patterns. The psychology behind those candlestick patterns. Hey, if you use Fibonacci, guess what? It gives you pivot points. If you use indicators, stochastic, RSI, MACD, moving averages, it gives all that to you. So use it. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. This is my best friend. All right, this is my best friend. So, Catherine, I know you're pretty new to the group. I wanted to go over with you and show you what videos to really pay attention to, because I know you just started your live account, which is great.
Right.
So if you click the top where it says pin message,
Okay.
WTO Trade Talk, where it says welcome to the WTO Trade Talk group.
Okay.
I want you to, if you have not done.
Hello. Oh. I don't hear anybody.
Micah done froze.
Oh, okay.
He probably about to
Said he froze.
yeah, it looked like he froze. He definitely froze. He probably gonna log in on his phone right quick.
Okay. Hello.
Let's see. All right. Well, I think since his froze, his computer probably died. But what he was about to say was, Cat, on the WTO Trade Talk group, there's some pin at the top or on your app. It'll say pin message,
Yeah. Okay.
and there's actually 4 pinned messages. And you want to go through the fourth one, and he tells us, you know, which videos are pretty much the ones that you want to focus on. He also
Okay.
gives a list of Go Live educators to follow. And then he basically goes down the rundown of how the group works and how to, you know, what we need to do to stay what we can do to stay active and all of that type of stuff. But it's the pinned message. Let me see if it let me share my screen. Oh no, I can't. Nope. So it's the pinned message on the WTO Trade Talk. You'll see it on your phone. You just click the button that says pinned messages, and it's the fourth one, or pinned message. Yeah, pinned message.
Okay.
Yeah, you just click it where it says pinned message, and you'll be good. You'll be able to see it from there.
Okay. Okay.
But you know, you already did that for the most part because you went through Manny Kionez's you went through Manny's boot camp, which is, I think, is probably the best thing you could have did, because he goes
Yeah.
into, I'm telling you, he goes into everything very, very detailed. But see, these little trainings that we do together to talk through stuff, like this is
Right.
gonna really help you to really get to where you want to be on another level as well. Just having these
Yeah.
little personal ones is pretty awesome. Because
All right,
Manny be having so many people on his jaw. Sometimes you can't see the question, but for the most part, he does. But that boot camp is awesome. I'm glad that you already did.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael, you got here?
Yeah, I had to get in from my phone.
Yeah, I figured. I told her what you were talking about though. The pinned messages in the group, that ones that goes over the most, you know, the traders, who to follow, which series to focus on, the rules of the group, and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right, appreciate it. But that's gonna end the call, y'all. Let me stop the stream. My computer will start working all of a sudden.
Right at the
But
end.
yeah, right at the end. Right at the end. But
it was a great call though.
I appreciate it. Let me see if I can grab the screen. There we go. Stop. Man, my computer is bruh. My computer is killing me. All right, we good.
We
though.
did enough for the day though.
Yeah, but I got this live stream still up too.
Oh,
and
you might have.
I gotta close the room out real quick.
All right, man. While I catch up with y'all.
All right, Brody.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Let me see. There we go. All right. YouTube. There we go. Technical difficulties are over. Sorry about that, y'all. But hopefully you enjoyed our group call. Looking forward to doing it again, and we will see you all later. Peace out.